Hey, we're back. We're back as I get a little volume for you and me. Jason DeBiss. I'm joined with Kamalu Whitaker, rock star setter from Cal Northridge and the assistant program director of Los Angeles Volleyball Club. And as we wind down, it seems like the gym is less and less teams, but the parents and the families are still here doing the darn thing.
Yeah, it's been a long day for a lot of these clubs, but they're still coming out and rocking it.
Yeah. And we got another good one. We got Pilipaa.
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 Yeah, there you go.
Against, allow me to take over this one.
Yeah.
Silver Valley Volleyball Club. See my pronunciation skills
Beautiful.
all of a sudden. East Coast meets West, right? It takes bi-coastal love to bring all of you guys out. Pilipaa, Silver Valley. Let's go. Let's set up our camera, our coaches' camera perspective. Our coaches, whatever. And as these teams get ready to play, you're going to see this team's got really, really good blocking, Pilipaa. And Valley does too. Valley struggle a little bit with the back row on some of the deep balls. And something you said you've noticed in the beginning of the middle of the tournament, there are a lot of one-overs to deep position 5 and 1.
Yeah, very intentional one-overs.
Yeah. Well, normally the last honest person is center back, right? So if she's actually playing foot on the line, she could probably get those. So that might be the result of everyone cheating instead of just 5 and 1, right?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of row shots and tips working this tournament, so I'm assuming maybe people are getting sucked up and then someone's chucking it in to corner to get that ball down.
Right. Well, here we go. Let's go through the roster. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Look at who's number 5. You tell me.
Kaohia Ho'aheno.
Dude, if let me tell you something. She grows up and she gets paid by the Val, she is going to be rich. And the last name is Iona? Iona,
yes. Yeah. Very, very prominent Hawaiian last name.
Hey, Hawaiian team name, Hawaiian team players, Hawaiian team love. Once again, Jason DeBiss joined by Kamala Whitaker, and we're on center court. This is the Hawaiian Convention Center. My first time here ever, and the aloha spirit's in the air. The love is in the air as we continue to check the lineups.
Yeah, you got the beautiful seafoam green colored courts right a couple blocks away from the actual seafoam green ocean.
Yes, indeed. In fact, let's do a little sneak cam shot. That's the men playing next to us. That's court 2. A little vibration, of course, from the music. There's the outer courts over there, and this is a beautiful gym. And, for singular age groups, appropriate, right? 10 courts, 10 beautiful courts, and we're back to the elegant shot. A lot of people like left and right shots, but coaches like this shot because you can scan the entire court.
Yep.
Here we go. Silver Valley, side-out attempt gets dug. Outside 4, and wow, pretty good shot.
That is a great shot. Great shot, especially against a rotational defense. We were talking about that earlier last match.
Yep, Harley Cabreros, number 53. 24 to serve. Palis to serve, and very, very slow on that recovery on those out-of-system passes is Silver Valley.
Yeah, that serve to 5, if you can get that middle stuck, you have to worry about a lot less.
That's right. Chloe J. Palis to serve. Okay pass. Here's the outside set. Kara Griffin on the swing, and there was a net violation called on one of the players. I believe it was on 16. 16, Kaylee Lindsay acing. Kamala is not just one of the better color commentators, but she is my Hawaiian transcriptionist. Speak with distinction, says Kamalu. There's the outside set and beautiful swing.
Great shot. Right in that 6, area 6.
It's number 16. Kali'i.
Kali'i.
Right. Lindsay acing. Score is now 3-1. I got all this help. I still can't keep score. Here we go. 53 to serve again. That's Harley Cabreros. Cabreros goes short. Handled okay by Stetsky. Miller drills one into the tape, and
Yeah, it looks like she's looking for that line shot. I'm not sure that it's open, but she's looking for it.
she'd also have to get some extension over her head, right? That was more like a cutback crossbody.
Yeah, yeah.
To go back to her. No, it's a free ball situation, and that ball luff balloons out of bounds. And before you can blink, up 5-1 is Pilipaa.
Yeah, Pilipaa.
Cabrera to serve. Oh boy, there's a J hook, bringing back a free ball situation. Pilipaa on the attack again, going to the middle. Doug going back to the other middle. That's Kara Griffin. Previously a good match, but not now so far.
Yeah, same thing, missing short into the net.
Yeah. A lot of good teams out here, right? I saw a team from Canada, from Alberta. You had the Heat, of course, from Fresno. Fresno Heat. Of course, it's littered with Hawaiian teams because, as you know, Hawaii doesn't need a reason to play. Volleyball is the reason.
Yes.
And I equivocate that to football in Texas.
Yeah.
Or football in Louisiana, right? Like you go to play Hawaiian teams. Again, I was the director of operations at LMU to play Hawaii's beach team, and I told John Mayer, he's a third-year coach, and I said, you know this already, but I'm going to say this: it's not just a sport over there.
Oh, it's a religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have superpowers, like the home win-loss record for the men's and women's team is
insane.
Yeah, it's like giving Popeye spinach. That's another shank leading to another free ball, and this time, a little campfire offense on that, huh?
Yeah. They're all waiting for somebody else to grab that ball.
Cabreras to serve, and coach giving her a little bit of encouragement. That's his way of saying you're doing great. That's the score is now 7-1. Set out of the middle. She gets blocked and not covered, and Kara Griffin having trouble getting past the block of number 31, Lila Goodhue. Lalia, sorry, excuse me. Cabreros goes short on the 4, and there's an ace.
They're doing a really good job keeping them out of system. They haven't been able to send the ball back over.
Very interested in seeing the adjustments on how Coach Tori's going to do this. Tori Stutsky's the coach. He's got 2 daughters on the team, the libero, and another defensive specialist. Libero, the libero is easily the best player on the court right now, or on this side of the court. That's a cross-court shot dug by Stutsky. Free ball situation. Once again, on the attack. Did they go back to the middle? Yes, they do. And she's got a great cross-court.
Yeah, she saw that angle open, and she took it. That was great.
Sometimes you don't really need to run a quick set if they have the range and if the block is not making the adjustment.
Yeah, sometimes it even gives them more vision to run it a little slower.
Oh, there's a high IQ move, right? You as a setter actually appreciate that.
100%. Catch the libero sleeping sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, and it's something you make sure you want to do if you know the blocker's going up with you.
Yeah.
The blocker's is staying down. That's asking for trouble too, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got Lily Hendricks to serve. Lily has been a streaky server, and she's gotten a lot of points behind that service line. And I really thought she was the reason that Silver was going to win the last match, but yeah. For those of you that just tuned in, sorry, 1 second, Kamalu. Silver Valley, devastating loss. They had the lead in game 2, blew out game 1, and something happened, and now they're dealing with a loss and now have to play again. What a high swing, huh? So look at that high swing.
Great high swing. Thought the libero could manage, but couldn't.
15, Emma Kailoe.
Kaloy.
Yeah, you guys don't see it on the camera. I'm getting the thumbs up from Kamalu and the Hawaii people, like thumbs down. When I get it wrong, thumbs up when I get it right. Number 31 to serve. Number 31 is Lalia Goodhue. That's a very good serve to space between 1 and 6. There's a middle set and cut back. Doug. They're going to go middle. That's pretty much no man's land. And a good recovery and free ball for free ball. And we got a hot mess. Who's going to clean it up? There it is. There's the cleanup. There's the payoff. Cross court and that ball.
Maybe not a payoff. Not quite the payoff they wanted, I think.
As Bob Uecker would say, just a bit outside. Jordan Stutzky to serve. Again, the libero. The older sister of Briar. Sorry, there's another Stutzky I'll tell you about in a minute. Caden Stutzky. Inside 4. Almost looking like a lob, but more of a mistake set, right?
Yeah, I don't know that was on purpose.
Yeah. I think what I'd like to see from both teams, more activity towards the pins, particularly on the 4-ball, the outside position. Short serve, handles okay. There's the outside set, and
there it is, off the hands. Great shot.
Yeah. You played a little opposite as well, right?
I did for a season in high school. Made a little bit of a run in the the state tournament. My heart's with setting, but oppo's fun too.
Yeah. How good were you at hitting off the hands?
It was kind of my go-to shot. That thumb down to the line seemed to work. They underestimate a right-handed right side.
Yes, and then
the ability to go down line. Yep.
Oh wow! Just want to make sure our live is working resolution-wise. And look at that. That's pretty. All right, we got a pretty shot. Just doing a test case to make sure our live is functioning properly, and all things a go, Kamalu.
Yeah.
That time the ball served in the net, and I really just like serves into the bottom of the tape. It just shows you're not focusing.
Yeah, if you're going to miss, you're going to want to miss long. Give yourselves a chance to play.
Right. Here's the outside set. Number 15 doing the darn thing, Emma Kaloe. We're saying her name a lot.
Yes. Yeah, she went up, looked like she was going to go down the line and decided to go thumb down last second.
Yep. Expect Addison Miller to get the set. She does. That's number 7. Right side swing. That's Doug. There's the retreat and free ball situation. They got it. Listen to this crowd. They're loving it. There's the one set. There's a little tomahawk for you, huh?
Yeah, they were finally able to connect on that one on that side.
Little distinction between that push one and that one ball on top of your head.
Yeah. No. I don't know if that was a non-purpose push, but it definitely worked, helped her push past the block.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Whitaker with me, who's a coach and a setter and a commentator. I got the trifecta sitting to my left, and there's a free ball handled okay by Miller. There's a nice high swing. Ball's covered. This time they got to go right side. Right side, number 9. Kiana Marie. And 4 contacts called by the top ref?
Yeah.
Is that what you saw?
Yeah. He's calling no touch on that block.
Fixing the score. It's 8-14. And number 1, Caden Stutzky. There's the other one to serve, the sisters. Not the best pass in the world, but trying to turn lemons into lemonade was number 53. Harley Cabreros. I expect to hear her name a lot.
Yeah, that was a great turning out of system pass to a perfect 4 set.
Yeah, Harley Cabreros and the other outside hitter whose name escapes me. You're going to hear their name a lot. This team is outside hitter heavy. There they go again. They go to Cabreros. Cabreros straightens up her feet. Maybe we can talk about that after this play.
Yeah.
Thought I might have seen a little bit of a lefty approach there.
I think
I'd like to see another one.
Yeah, she almost looked like she went in a little early and then had to readjust her feet a little bit.
Right. There's a shorty, but that never makes it to the net, much less over the net. That's Hannah Akob with the Luff balloon, never making it over, and Callie Clark to serve. Callie
Also doesn't make it to
lets
the
her
net.
lets her setter know what she really thinks of her. That's her way of saying, "Can I get a little bit more height on that?"
Yeah.
Got 9:17. Number 24 comes in. That's Chloe Jade Palis. She's going to come in, play a little position 5, come up with a dig. That goes to zone 1, and big problems. Like that creation, huh?
Yeah, that was a great way to take care of that. She seemed like she had pretty good vision of what was in front of her on that ball.
18-9, doubling up their score. There's the outside set to Kara Griffin, and Kara finally gets the reach she wants. I mean, you got all that height, you got to use it, right? You got to use her.
Yeah, when she can go up and play that ball at a higher point,
Right.
she's pretty deadly. But she's got to find a way to do that more consistently.
100%. We got number 5. We got Bella Schiller to serve. Her name spells like Sheye, but it's Schiller. Cross court. Wow, nice jumbo deep one. Going to Miller. Gets dug. How about Cabrera? There's middle dig again. Will they go back to Miller? No, they're going A zone to the libero, Stutzky. Cabrera again, and on her third attempt gets dug. Free ball situation. Sets out. Libero takes care of it. Here's a tip. Dug. Miller not leaving her feet. It has become the free ball competition. And 16 disappointed because she knows she could have taken a swing.
Yeah. If she had just gotten her feet there just a little earlier, she probably could have taken a big swing on that.
Yep. Kalei Lindsay Asing. Save the tips for the waiters. There's got to be some action. And there's the perfect pass to the target.
Coach wants in.
The coach looks at him and says, "What's the problem?" You should see his face. Cabrera back to serve. Harley. Serve out of the middle. Nice hold on our platform, but a little low. Outside swing, and that ball's out of bounds.
That serve, that mid-court drop serve would typically work on most teams, but this team has their serve receive moved up all the way. Not going to be able to find the floor on that one.
Speaking of all the way, look at the serve receive here. Now, does that look a little shallow, or is that just typical?
That is very shallow.
Right. Do you think it's bait, perhaps? Get them to serve deep?
I don't know if it's bait or they're just really good at passing with their hands. I think it could go either way.
Yep. You know what I would do? I would serve short just to make them think. Okay, there's a swing, and sometimes you get blocked, and that's fine. Oh, a whole bunch of doubles, but the referee swallowed his whistle on both plays, so I respect the consistency as that ball gets covered and under the net call on number 13, Kara Griffin. And I didn't like they didn't call either, but I do admire at least
consistency.
Yes, because you don't want to call it for one team and not the other, right? So Lilia, good hue to serve, and
misses her hand.
Yeah, I think a little bit rushed too, maybe.
Yeah.
You hear the whistle and then it's just like pop.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes coaches teach the kids to rush, especially when you have momentum.
Right.
But sometimes you just got to take your time.
Right. I'd like to talk about that when the set's over or the first time out, and that ball goes into the tape, and now the lead has shrunk to 6. Still comfortable, still in the driver's seat. Is Team Pilipaa.
There you go.
Outside swing, cross court.
Swing.
Yeah, wasn't that?
Yeah, her reach is so high that she looks smaller than her block, but is hitting almost over.
Wow, number 32 in. That's Keola. Kiguna. And such a great song. I got a feeling tonight's going to be a good night.
That song will never age.
I mean, no matter where you live, right? I'm from New York, so that's, pretty good one. There's a free ball going to zone one. I think that's a very good free ball choice.
Very good spot.
And speaking of good spots, was that more of a good spot or just everyone sitting on their hands on defense?
Yeah, it looked like the other side had released for a free ball and did not get the free ball coming to them.
Yeah, sometimes good free balls involve some good front row activity as well, right?
Yeah.
Everybody playing short because some of the middle seem incapable of taking it. There's a runaway shot to the middle, and there's the outside set. And like you said, a very high swing. Wow. Miller finally takes the swing. Why not? Free ball situation. Like you said, the entire house is up front to the 10-foot line. Man, I'm hearing multiple whistles. I thought this play stopped, and so did the players for a minute. And now they're playing on, and that ball goes into the tape. Can you see a little bit of a freeze in the action, like
Yeah,
a pause button?
She hesitated for a second.
But Emma Kaioli, Kaloe, like you said, is swinging above her head and so hitting bigger than her sides.
Yeah, and it's giving her a lot of range.
Wow. Teardrop falls off the outstretched hand of the dig. And now we're back. Back to business. 2 points away from securing the first set.
I'd like to see this team connect a little bit more with their middles. Pilipaa connect a little bit more with their middles because when they've connected, they've executed.
Yep. Here we go in the middle set and back to A zone to the libero. I mean, if they're going to set her, let's let her change jerseys. That ball's down and set point opportunity number one. I mean, as far as set selection is concerned, setting your libero 3 times in one set does leave you scratching your head. Oh!
Great seam serve.
And there's an ace, and right on cue as this first set is over. I wanted to talk a little bit about set location or serve location. You and I were previously discussing. So I really value serve to space and hitting these lanes, but do you agree that some of these have to be done at a certain speed because it no longer becomes serve to space?
Yeah, I mean, I think depending on what kind of area or what angle you're serving the ball on,
Right.
There's some that you're gonna have to put some pace on, and then there's some that you want to actually take some pace off and let that ball catch the air a little bit and drop.
Right. So that would be the exception to like a slower, more of a left balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good, effective serving by Pilipaa.
Pilipaa, yeah, you got it.
Now to see my eyes going back and forth like I'm nervous, like they asked me to eat something I never tried.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I think their serving is taking the other team completely out of system, and Silver Valley hasn't been able to get many swings in that whole set.
Yeah, they are formidable at the net, but their inability to take care of first contact has made them a one-dimensional team. And as we both can agree, that one dimension, the outside hitters, is not necessarily strong.
Yeah, and serve and pass is the foundation of this sport, and if you can't serve and pass, then it's hard to get to anything else.
So strategically, what would be their play besides, I don't know, tighten up on serve receive?
Yeah, I mean, the serve to space is so well executed by Pilipaa. I would actually maybe see if they can even pull a fourth passer back and cover more space with more bodies so that there's not as much open space out there on serve receive, and maybe they'd be able to get more touches on that first contact.
Yeah, I agree. I think whoever they got, take your 4 best passers, and put them in a position where they got to serve straight to them, and if you can't pass the ball that's straight to you, then I think that's a wrap as a coach. There's not much you can do as a coach beyond that except go out there and grab their forearms and pass for them, right? Can't even make them angle their platform. So, no, but I like what you said about serve to space, and it was something I wanted to touch on a little bit. Educate the masses. Some people it's already common knowledge, but a lot of people it isn't.
Yeah.
Also, I think I would like to see the OHs on both sides of the net take more chances on hitting. Um, some of these rallies have become more about don't beat yourself, taking something off, hitting to position six gets dug, right? They go to four ball, position six dug. They go four ball, position five gets dug, all because they're doing off speed shots. And now you got a roll shot competition of people saying, no, you mess up first. No, you mess up
Yeah.
first. And I don't know. I wonder if that's. I'm very interested to see how this set is going to be dictated. You know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see more like earned points offensively,
I
and
like that.
yeah, I like you said that they're kind of trying not to make errors and instead of going out there and earning.
Yes, build that.
Yeah.
To quote a famous Hawaiian, you didn't build that.
Yeah, let's see if Silver Valley can maybe even if they get more 1 or 2 point passes, at least someone can confidently step in and deliver that out of system set, and maybe
Yep.
they can get more swings.
I've always wanted to call him an entire set like a president. I mean, you got blocks at the net, right? But we don't see the digs. We need digs, don't we? Digs are a good thing, right? Oh, cross court shot.
There's earning her shot.
Yes, that's 53 Cabreros, and what we affectionately refer to as row one.
Yep.
Striking first blood is Pilipaa. Oh, call every play like a president.
Yeah,
It
number
was
15
it was a
is
shot.
on this
It was
one.
a shot, a beautiful shot. The best shot you've ever seen.
If I close my eyes, I feel like I'm in the
Yeah.
White House.
Not like that team in pink.
There's that
I
surge
guess we got to do
assist.
Biden too. It's like, how do you think the game's going? What game?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Okay.
The
Enough of that.
accuracy.
Back to action. The ball dug. Hey, there's a good swing. A good set.
Mhm.
Makes it worth it. And using all of their affordable hits.
Yeah, she looked like she was thankful that that one worked out for her.
Yep.
Taking a
Billy-
big sigh of relief.
Pilipaa jumping out 3-0. Not getting paid by the hour. They got a barbecue to go to. It's another back row, and once again, the high activity from the libero. Net ball is in. Good IQ swing, huh?
Yeah, I'm very curious to know if they're really setting the libero with intent at this point, because it is a lot of balls going to her on that side.
I think maybe they're deferring to the libero for their out of system because I watched this team play already an entire match, and they do have some reach in the middle.
Mm.
They do have some capability in the middle, and they have been. I wonder if that set is front row. She is. There's a free ball, and that's what we want to see. No, or not. Yeah, there's no need to jam your setter.
Yeah, especially a setter that size.
Well, the other thing is, too, you want to go more up and down to allow your setter to have some peripheral vision. I mean, shooting the pass of the setter to catch the other team off guard is a non-issue if the level's higher. The higher the level is, the more you're not catching someone by surprise. Okay, something happened on the other court. Looked like
Yeah,
maybe
someone jumped over the chairs. The libero on the other team looks like now is cut open from jumping over the chairs.
ooh, we got to get a zoom camera on that. She's like, let's not.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Well, some activity happening on the other
Lids
court.
down.
And I mean, I'm certainly interested, but I'm definitely going to take care of my controllable here. It's 15 again. It's Emma Kaloe. Once again.
That's the risk you take when you're free balling short to two, is that missing it too short into the net and costing points.
Yep. I think what they desperately need right now is just a first hit.
Yes.
As Pilipaa let him off the hook. And again, do you think the burden of the burden lies more with them trying to find a way to side out as opposed to being playing hero ball at the service line? Like that was an uncharacteristic miss
Yeah,
and totally unnecessary momentum wise.
yeah. I mean, I don't think Pilipaa is earning a lot of their points. I think it's a lot of mistakes from the other team. So if Silver Valley can clean up those plays a little bit more, they might be able to find their stride.
Right. Yeah, I mean, imagine that you serve 4 points in a row. The other team's trying to figure out how to side out, and then you miss, and they're like, "Oh, cool.
Yeah,
we don't have
get
to
the
figure
work
that
for
out
them.
anymore."
Yeah.
Hey, we're a little closer to this game, 4-5. Wow, beautiful crossbody, huh? Great elevation.
Yeah, great shot. It's a great location too, and it's tough to defend.
Yeah, good hang time too. I think the estimated time of arrival from the block, they probably landed first on that one.
Yeah.
For those of you that just tuned in, we are in the second set, leading 1-0, and a ton of momentum. Wind at their back is Team Pilipaa. There's the jump set. There's the two, and finally a middle play. There's the outside set to Kalia. Sorry, Kaloa. Miller puts one down. Super necessary kill. Makes you think Silver Valley's actually alive.
Yeah, I think that was their first kill of the set.
Addison Miller to serve. She's had a good one as far as 5-5 is concerned, and there is another one.
Yeah.
It's when someone goes 5-5, do you want that person at position 5? Do you want them facing the server more,
Yes.
angular from an angular perspective?
Yes, and moved up a little bit because that ball is traveling a longer distance. So the likelihood of it dropping short is much higher.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason DeBay is joined by Kamalu Whitaker, my color commentator, someone I can finally punt the analytical to. Oh man, looked like 2 hits, but that's legal. Wow, nice pass. Free ball, and there's a love tap, gets dug. They go to the middle pipe. That's Kaloe on that dig. That ball sails out of bounds, and 2 in a row.
There they are finding that lib again on that third contact.
I mean, I think it has to change because only 2 things are going to happen. Nothing at all or something bad. You're looking for something positive. Outside set. Cross court dug. Cabreros late on that block. And man, did it show. Dropped like a ton of bricks. It's
Yeah.
number 33, Briar Chrisman.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like their intent, Pilipaa's intent is to have that off blocker slide in, but it doesn't look like she's making it all the way. So that's a great tip shot when that off blocker's not doing their job.
You know, as number 1 comes in, Caden Stutsky, what are some good tips for blockers to be able to read the setter?
I think there's your very obvious tells, right, with body language and things like that. But I think most of all, like we all have very similar thought patterns. So if you can figure out thought patterns of a setter, then you can very easily predict where they're about to go, especially at this kind of level.
Right. Absolutely. Because I thought Cabreros was more reacted to where the set went as opposed to read and react, read block, or for defensive purposes, read dig, right? People playing defense or people digging. There's a ball that hits the skinny boy, and the lead is now 3.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do anything else with that ball when the hitter's not getting outside and getting wide to be able to see that full court.
Hannah Acob. There's a pretty good serve and another free ball. Hansels out of the middle. And wow, middle's not there, miscommunication, but still kept in play. And finally, she is alive. And her team lets her know Her name is Callie Clark.
Yeah, that blocker was caught sleeping, and that middle took advantage. That was great.
And that's what I think Silver Valley has to do to come back in this game. Attack out of the middle. They have the size. Wow, nice push one, but an even better dig. Outside set, cross court. Will they go back to Cabreras? Yes, Cabreras. Oh my goodness, if she hurts you with her left, go down. And a very odd. Is that a substitution? I thought there was a timeout.
Yeah, double sub looks like.
Yep. Double sub coming, 24 coming in the serve. Chloe J. Palace, and she's just been keeping the ball in play, just flushing out the middle. I expect this serve to go to the libero, Stutsky. Yep, right there, right on cue. Stutsky with a beautiful hold at the end of that. Wow, what a beautiful shot to zone one.
Yeah, that's a great go-to shot for anybody hitting that pipe. Worst case scenario is the setter digs the ball, and now they're out of system.
Yep. You had some players on some of the teams you coach, Kalyani out of the pipe. Kalyani Olive, program director's daughter, is instrumental in that, hitting that 5 and that 1. Wow, Cabreras with the dig. Oh, the first one to get her white shirt dirty. Let's go.
Yeah, there's that off blocker, or there actually lack of off blocker slide, right?
Callie Clark to serve. There's a deep one. Handles okay. Diapo takes a swing and the switch. Miller. That's what I want to see her do more. And I've seen this woman swing the last match, and she hasn't. You're going to the libero before her, right?
Yeah, I will say Silver Valley is getting a lot more swings this set than they were last set, which is starting to show in the score.
Miller is now out of the serve receive. Addison Miller, she was one of their primaries, and it's very, very interesting change by the coach. And there's a zone. Very, very rare set unless you really love it.
Right.
Right, the A zone.
No, and it's a tough set to communicate on between the A and the 4.
The OH, yep. There's the pass they're looking for. I expected on the go middle. That's a very good touch block. And going to Kaloe again.
There's
And
that high swing again.
yeah, you complimented her on her extension and her reach before, right?
Yeah, it's giving her so much range. We've seen her hit that sharp cross. We've seen her hit area 6, deep corner, that thumb up, turn down the line. I don't know that would be possible without that high swing.
Harley Cabreras to serve. Cabreros goes left balloon into the middle. There's a tip that's covered on the shift base defense. Wow, a little OT. Even the miss hits are high. Man, well, I guess by nature, as that doesn't get covered, miss hits are always going to be high because it's the top of your finger. So, who should she go to? Should she continue to go to the middle?
I would, the setter or
the setter.
Yeah, I would actually Silver Valley. I would continue to go to the middle, and on Pilipaa, I'd probably continue to go push to the 4 as they have been all match.
Yeah, especially if your hitter's streaking, right?
Yeah.
You said your OH, in this case, I'm a Kaloe 3 times.
Yeah.
And she comes up, I believe, with 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, as a setter, one thing you got to know is it's okay to repeat. If it's working, why change it? And just because they dug it doesn't mean it didn't work.
And you, as a high-level setter, do you find yourself in that situation where you see some mismatches, but you also have someone that's hot? So now you have to make this decision: do I utilize the mismatch, or do I go with a girl who's being covered but is on fire? Right?
Yeah, and you
have that decision to make.
It's at the end of the day, for me personally, it's always going to be the one that's on fire, because if they're on fire, it doesn't matter how many people you put on them. They're on fire. You can't stop them.
You know, when I played, I felt that way at the service line.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I have a good toss and a jump serve, and it's like, did you know where you were going? And I'm like, yes, which is code for no.
No.
Oh, ran for the one, saw that, drove the car for the one, and wound up with the two and treated it like a pump fake.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the third time she's hit something almost on her way down, which is actually working for her because the block on the other side is jumping with her.
We're at the near end of the day in this beautiful tournament. I've been here from jump, all live streams, 8 o'clock on. NY Varsity Sports, that's how we do. And there we go. Not even a set that we would consider poor, a very hittable set.
Yeah, and I actually think it was a great decision to run that set. Just couldn't execute.
Yeah, I'd like to see her. I don't know if she ran it like a slide, if she misplayed it. It's time to go to zone 5. Wow. Not bad. Not a bad pass for a J-hook. And finally.
Yeah, and they had a great mismatch on the block with this smaller block out here on the right side. That was a great setting decision.
And now you see like an exhale as far as a sign of life from a ball that was hit in a more hard-driven fashion.
Yeah.
And, of course, none other than Callie Clark. We've been saying her name a lot. Wow, there's a brilliant zone 1 serve. There's the dig. Will she go to the middle? Yes. The middle ready? No. Down ball opportunity. Kaloe dug again. Going to the middle. This time she's ready.
On the seam. Yeah, I mean, if they can keep feeding their middles, if they can find a way to stay in system and keep feeding their middles, they're going to continue to stride here.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to keep it vanilla, right? You don't need to be exotic, and you don't need to try to mix it up or deception set. Middle's our hitter. That's my setter that hits the antenna. But you know what I'm saying? Like middle is my hitter right now. That's my 2. Stop us.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, if something's working, why stop?
Wow, good pursuit on that, but she's hugging the net too much and has to give up the free ball. Back to the libero on transition, free ball. That's interesting again. They're going to replay this and be like, we're mad at that guy. But, I mean, it's the elephant in the room, right? Do we both agree this is something that
it's a very
we don't see every day?
choice, for sure. I'm curious if the thought behind it is that maybe she's their stronger ball control player, so they're looking for someone who can take something not so great and just keep it in.
Right. Also, head coach Tori Stutzky is the mom, and you know, as far as whose hands you want the ball in.
Yeah.
Maybe there's that, right?
Yeah.
Over good momentum again by Pilipaa. There's a middle set, and didn't get the extension because she was late.
Yeah.
And here's an outside set. Cabreros. Oh, my goodness.
Bullied her way through the block on that one.
I mean, you got 12 players on the court, and one player that is not tipping is Harley Cabreros, number 53. 4 points away.
That was a no fear swing.
Yeah. She's swinging at everything right now. The only one. Ball out of A zone. There's a middle set, and that was a tempo play. Good swing. I'd love to see some directional integrity as we go back to the free ball. Will they go to Cabreros? No. 31. Setter going on 2. Covered easily. Wow. Again, good things happen when you swing.
Yeah, that middle's working really well for them. She's got quite a bit of range, too. I mean, we've seen her go angle, go cutback, so I'd be interested to see how Pilipaa adjusts to their middle swings.
Yep, Callie Clark. Yep. Caden Stutzky. The game goes to 5. Man, Harley is just on fire. There's a free ball. That ball is out, and
Coach wants it again.
Man, give Coach pass of the day twice. Right? Don't you like the flat platform, the extension, the hold?
He's like, hold on, girls. Let me show you how to do it.
Yeah. Big smile on his face too, right? He's like he's having a good time. And Acob to serve, and they changed their serve receive, and they're going back to Miller. Or just more the zone, maybe, right? In one zone. I'd like to see some competitive setting on some of these out-of-system digs as well. And there's the block, and I thought that might have been a net violation, but the guy with the best seat in the house did not see it that way.
Yeah, I'd love to see that out-of-system set go more, try to find the net and the pin even.
Yes. We call it lemons to lemonade,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
This time she goes short 4. That might have been a mistake. I would have seen her like to go back to 1 until they fix it. Down ball situation. There's Pipe and Kaloe. Kaloe. Emma.
Yep. Cuts back to 1. Again, such a good shot. Luckily hit off the block on that one.
Match point opportunity number 1. Hand it a serve again. Up and down. Shorty. Lollipop. Going outside, and will they go to Cabreras for the win? Oh, no, not yet. She did get the set, though. There's a wind-up, and you want to see more of that. And wow, and a lift called by the ref, and
that's a pretty tight call.
It was, and I think he kind of guessed. The player's back was turned.
Yeah. And I don't know that he had a clear shot of that one.
When you hear that sound, right, you think lift. For the match, going middle. There might have been no touch on that, and here's the on 2. And they're in system more. Okay, dig. Cabreros, she overshot and hit it with her left. Is that how she's going to end? This might be 4 hits. No. Okay, I thought the digger touched it at the same time, but that's definitely 4 hits.
Yes.
That's team. People, sorry. Pilipaa saying, Coach, that's what 4 hits looks like.
You take a look at the score and you wonder what's going through Pilipaa's setter's mind. Do you spread it around a little bit, or you just go, someone's going to put it away to end the match?
I say she dumps it and then runs for her life, because all of the hitters want this last hit.
Yeah.
I say she should dump it and run off the court as fast as she can.
I got this. Step aside, everybody.
Match point opportunity number 4.
Oh,
here's a hit on 2, and back into action. They go Pipe, Kaloe, left balloons, and cutting the lead to a respectable 5.
This is big time setting decisions for setters in a situation like this.
And to me, it's academic. That ball's out of bounds, and wow, almost literally closed up shop for us on the cameras. Hey, winners 2-0. This time 25-19. Still convincing score. Big gap. Big winners for Team Pilipaa. Winners over Silver Valley Volleyball Club. And I believe it or not, I think we got one. Do we have one more left? Let's see, a bunch of teams on the sideline waiting anxiously.
I think so. Last game is scheduled for 6 p.m. We might be starting a little early ahead of schedule today, but no complaints here.
No. Pilipaa not getting paid by the hour brought us ahead of schedule, so big up to them. Congratulations. Scrappy team, and sometimes when you don't have sometimes when you don't have a lot of offense, a lot of people don't find those matches as entertaining. 100%. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, just to score it with regret. I'd love to be everywhere, but no. But some people don't find like high offensive matches as entertaining. But I will say this, like the ability to watch people self-correct on small ball, because that's where taking care of the controllables sticks out more, right?
Yeah, and I think celebrating the history and the culture of Hawaii volleyball, at the backbone of most Hawaii teams is that ball control and that defense. Unless you're in the top you know, one or two teams in every age group, you'll maybe have more offensive weapons, but most Hawaii teams, the core is that defense, that heart, that grit, that ball control, and that's just how they got to play.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, stay with us. We got one more today, and this is going to be a good finisher for the day. So until then, 15 minutes from now, Kamala Whitaker, Jason DeBellis. See you in a bit.